Hey, what's up again, everybody? You know, I said I was going to do a video about Laycool when I did my thoughts on bragging rights last night. And the reason I want to do a video talking about them is because I was watching Jaydub's review of bragging rights, and he kind of compared Laycool to being like the sun, you know, in our universe. How everything in our solar system, all the planets, if you will, revolve around the sun. And he kind of did a comparison, if you will, saying that Laycool is like the sun of the Divas solar system. Like all the Divas in the WWE, Raw and SmackDown, are all these planets, and Laycool's the sun that they center around. Even the Divas that are now gone from the WWE, you know, either in semi-retirement or, excuse me for a second, or either in semi-retirement or now in TNA or even Ring of Honor or doing some other things, that the entire division's been centering, that they are all these planets centering around Laycool, that's the sun. Like I said, all the Divas that were there in the past, like Mickie James, who's now in TNA, Serena, who's probably going back to Ring of Honor, Katie Lee, who's now in TNA as Winter, I'm pretty sure if she was still there, Victoria, Tara would have been the same way. And I'm pretty sure when all this NXT Season 3 thing is done, all these new divas are going to be the same way. Hey, but like I said, all the divas that like from the past that are now in other places, they're like the Plutos, if you will. They're like, they no longer are part of the WWE's Diva solar system. They're now the moons, if you will. Not trying to be insulting or anything. But again, it's like all the Divas are the planets. Like, there's supposed to be 8 planets in our solar system. Probably 9 if a new one is discovered. Maybe there is, I don't know. But it's supposed to be like that solar system. Like the one that's closest to the sun, what is that? Mercury, Venus, I think? I can't really recall. I can't really think about it right now. I think it's Mercury. I'm not sure. But the planet that's closest to the sun right now, that would be the #1 contender to the Divas to the Divas title, to basically Laycool. And the person that was in that position at the time was Natalya. Now who's behind her? Well, that could be Venus, maybe. Now, who would be the Venus of the Divas division? Who would be going in that Mercury spot, if you will? Probably Beth Phoenix. I don't know. Maybe Naomi. Maybe the winner of the Season 3. Who knows? But anyway, that's what Jaydub's saying. That basically they're all these planets and they're just rotating one after the other. Like after one planet does a rotation, the next planet does its rotation. And then our planet. And then the next. And the next. And then, you get the idea. That's basically what Jaydub was describing. Because every time Laycool is put in a situation where you would think, like I did and he did, that they would probably lose the Divas title, they always find a way to have that person just, instead of taking their position as the center of the Diva solar system, taking their position as the sun, if you will, that individual, that Diva, always ends up being the planet that just continues its rotation. It makes it stop, does its thing, and then it rotates again, and and then gets another shot maybe, and then after that gets another rotation, and then here comes the next person. That's how, you know, Jaydub was describing it, I guess. In a way, it does kind of make sense, though. Because lately, that's what's been going on. I mean, back at Night of Champions, when they unified the titles, I thought for certain Melina was going to win. Because Melina had just come back from injury. She had just won the Divas title from Alicia Fox at SummerSlam. And so you'd think they would give her that, they would keep the momentum on Melina and keep her going. You'd think that. But they don't. Instead, they put it on Laycool. Now, a lot of people say, oh, the reason they got Michelle and Layla on top still is because Michelle's the wife of The Undertaker. Let me explain something. To a lot of you, that may seem like the logical answer. And it might be, part of it might be true, that might be the reason. But there's another reason. WWE is trying to build a story here. See, there's one diva that they're saving Laycool for, and that's Beth. That's right, Beth Phoenix. When Beth comes back from injury, and it seems it's going to be really, really soon, that's when they're going to take the title off of Laycool. Because who better to take the title off of Laycool than the Glamazon? The person they put out with the injury, the one they basically stole the title from in a handicapped situation. What better way to do that? Because think about it. Think about it. You're Laycool and you're just gloating about how you've beaten everybody, and then all of a sudden here comes Beth Phoenix as your next challenger. What would you do then? That is why Laycool is still, as Jaydub puts it, the center of the Divas solar system in the WWE. Because the next person in line is the Glamazon. That's right. They say, what do they say? They say Uranus or Jupiter, one of those is the biggest planet in the solar system. Think of Uranus and Jupiter as Beth Phoenix just slowly creeping into that #1 position. Think about it. That's exactly what's happening. All these divas are basically being put into the situation where Laycool will just continue knocking them off until finally Beth Phoenix comes back and knocks them off. And I'll tell you exactly when I think it's going to happen. Not a Survivor Series, and if, well, Survivor Series it does happen, then so be it. But here's when it's going to happen. Guarantee it. It's going to happen at TLC. I truly believe that. And Jaydub, you could argue it if you want to, but like I said in my predictions and bookings for bragging rights, I would build it. I would definitely put together a four-way battle, a four-way ladder match. Not a tables match and not a chairs match, but a ladder match for the Divas title. That's what I would do. Because if you want to rejuvenate your Divas division, and you're saying to yourself, and if you're a WWE executive and you say to yourself, Laycool's the starting block, they're the hottest thing we've had so far in the Divas division, they're the most talked about thing in the Divas division, is, you know, we got all these divas and even some of the new ones coming in trying to knock them off. What better way to capitalize and finally rejuvenate your division and say it's back to being the division fans want, than to have a ladder match? I mean, think about it. They have the divas competing in ladder matches in the video games, so why not here? You see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I feel they're going to do. They're going to build it up to Beth Phoenix coming back in either Survivor Series, TLC, or hell, I'll even go as far as to say the Royal Rumble, to where Beth Phoenix is going to knock off Laycool. And when she knocks off Laycool, that, my friend, will be the building block, or the starting block, for the dissolving of Laycool. That's right. That's what this whole thing's about. It's just buying Beth Phoenix time till she comes back, wins the title, and thus also begins the cracks and disbandment and separation of Laycool. That is why Laycool continues to have the title. Not because Michelle's The Undertaker's wife, not just because, you know, there's nothing else to do with the Divas division. It's because they're taking their time till Beth Phoenix comes back. And once she comes back, she's going to be in the role that Melina was in. She's going to win the title back. She's going to be the Divas champion, and it's going to begin the dissolution, the disintegration, the disbandment, the separation of Laycool, and everybody will finally be on a level playing field. All the divas will be on a level playing field. That is why they continue to have Laycool hold on to the titles. Because who better than Beth Phoenix to take it away? That's why they're continually being the, as you put it, Jaydub, the solar system, the sun, in which all the divas of the diva solar system center around and rotate around. It's because they're waiting for that big sun, which is the, not big sun, but that big planet, which is either Jupiter or Uranus, which represents Beth Phoenix, to come forward and knock them down. Now they might be saving them for the winner of NXT Season 3, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll soon find out. But those are just my thoughts and my response to what Jaydub said. So tell me what you guys think. Jaydub, tell me what you think. SETV, Wayne. I can't think of 1342 or whatever your name is. Wayne Gretzky, tell me what you think, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.